In today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to navigate the MailerLite dashboard and master every key area so you can manage your email marketing with confidence. MailerLite is one of the most beginner-friendly yet powerful email marketing platforms out there, and understanding its layout is the first step to getting the best results from your campaigns. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Right now, whether you're opening MailerLite for the very first time or coming back to refine your workflow, you're going to want to start with a bird's eye view of what's happening with your account. The dashboard is your command center, and the first thing you'll see is the account overview section. This is where you get a real-time snapshot of your total subscriber count, your subscriber growth over the last day or month, and your unsubscribe rates. Pay close attention to that growth trend line. If you see it flattening or dipping, it's often your first clue that it's time to refresh your lead magnets or rethink your welcome sequence. A common pitfall here is obsessing over raw numbers instead of the rate of change. A steady, small increase week over week is far healthier than a one-time spike followed by a drop-off. Moving down just a bit, you'll find the recent campaign stats panel. This shows data from your most recently sent email, including how many recipients it reached, your open rate, and your click-to-open rate. The click-to-open rate is particularly valuable because it tells you how engaging your content is for the people who actually open the email. If your open rate is high, but your click-to-open rate is low, that usually means your subject line is working great, but your email body or call to action needs some love. It's a more honest performance metric than overall click rate because it filters out the people who never saw your email in the first place. Just above that, you'll see the time filters. These let you toggle your performance overview to custom periods like the last 7 days, 30 days, or a full year, and you can even compare trends directly to previous periods. This is one of those features that beginners often overlook, but it's a goldmine for spotting seasonal patterns. For example, if you notice your open rates dip every August, you can plan ahead by testing different subject lines or send times in advance. Use the compare feature to benchmark your current month against the same month last year. It gives you a much clearer picture of genuine growth versus seasonal fluctuation. Now, glance up to the top of the interface and you'll spot two absolute power tools: the universal search bar and the create button. The universal search is your best friend when you're managing a busy account with dozens of campaigns and segments. Just type in a subscriber's name or a campaign title, and it pulls up exactly what you need without digging through menus. Right next to it is the quick create button, which is honestly the fastest way to get things done. Click it to instantly build a new campaign, form, landing page, or automation. I use this constantly. It's like having a shortcut to your most common actions, saving you 2 or 3 clicks every time you want to start something new. Let's turn your attention to the main navigation sidebar on the left. This is where you'll spend most of your time, so let's break down each section. First up is subscribers. This is the heart of your account because without a healthy, organized list, none of your campaigns will perform. Here you can view your audience growth over time, create targeted subscriber segments based on behaviors like opens or clicks, and organize distinct groups if you run multiple brands or product lines. A best practice tip: build segments early even if you think you don't need them yet. It's much easier to set up a segment for people who clicked last month now than to try and reconstruct that data later. Next is campaigns. This is where you create and manage all your email newsletters. You have 3 main options: standard one-time sends, a /B split tests where you pit 2 subject lines or content variations against each other, and RSS-triggered emails that automatically send new blog posts to your subscribers. A /B testing is your secret weapon here. Even a small tweak to your subject line can boost open rates by 20% or more. Always test one variable at a time so you know exactly what caused the change. The form section is where you build sign-up mechanisms like pop-ups, embedded forms, and GDPR-friendly opt-ins. If you're collecting emails in Europe or serving European subscribers, make sure you toggle on the GDPR consent checkbox in your form settings. It's not just about compliance, it actually builds trust with your audience because they see you respect their privacy. Sites opens a drag-and-drop builder for creating standalone landing pages or full websites hosted right inside MailerLite. This is fantastic if you don't have your own website yet, or if you want a quick no-code landing page for a new product launch. And finally, automations is where you set up email workflows triggered by specific actions like a welcome sequence that fires when someone subscribes, or a re-engagement series for subscribers who haven't opened anything in 90 days. Automations are the engine that keeps your email marketing running on autopilot. So spend time here mapping out your ideal subscriber journey. You've now got a complete map of the MailerLite dashboard and a clear understanding of what each area does and why it matters. By mastering this layout, you'll save hours of confusion and start building campaigns that actually grow your list and engage your audience. A great next step is to go into the subscribers section and create your first segment based on a recent campaign's click data. Then watch how your open rates improve when you send more relevant content. If you found any value in today's video, hitting that like button is a small gesture that makes a huge difference in helping others find our content. We're always looking to grow, so please drop a note in the comments, whether it's a specific part you enjoyed or a suggestion on how we can level up our production. We read every single one, and your feedback directly shapes what we build next. And if you ever need a refresher, just come back to this video and revisit these steps anytime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.